win rate for Misfits on Assault.
Yeah, but it's not Hanamura. I mean, like,
No, you're
come
right,
on.
you're right.
I've been trying to find the one thing that we could really lock in on that might give them a chance. And I mean, even a draw at this point might help them out a little bit, just mentally to take something going off this team. But they might be trying out something new again.
The thing is, yeah, I mean, okay, so we've been talking, I guess, negatively about NWA for the most part of today in this matchup, but we have to be fair. Like, they're going up against a team of Misfits who have been together for 7 months now.
Yeah.
And NWA had to add in like 2 players. I don't know if it was last second or if it was just in the beginning of this week. Either way, a week of experience compared to 7 months, it's really hard to battle out againt that.
When did that trade happen? Early December of last year. So yeah.
It's like right before Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi.
Yeah, I believe I was actually out of country. I was in London at the time we heard the news. We all started talking about it. Why was I in London? No one knows, and no one will ever know. Misfits versus NWA. Here we are on the reset. It has been all Misfits so far, 2-0, and this is they're trying to make statement. They want to take first in their group above Laser Kittens.
Just want to point out though how Zebasai plays Sombra here on this first point defensively. He goes for the mega health pack towards the left-hand side of your screen now. Teleports up to the high ground, takes that mega away as well. So he limits the actual avenues that you can attack from if you want to group up as a team to rely on those health packs to use. And not to mention when you're running IPN on Sombra on top of this, you prevent him from hacking these health packs. And I did learn from Pro Talk, thank you very much, the one time they have been helpful, EMP does not actually take the health pack away from the other Sombra, so.
Huh. Man, I only go to Pro Talk for my memes. My boy Faz with his dank memes. They're going to try to get to the little damage in here as Otter pokes around. They want to get the rotation up over top, and it seems like they will be able to do it.
Yeah, but it's hacked because Zebasai was, you know, smart enough to actually hack this one to take away. He didn't rehack it just yet, but with IPN now down, if they take control of it yet again, it limits 2 megas that you can use. And when you want to assault from the high ground with having Otter on Soldier instead of Diva, it means you want to attack from distance a little bit, get the other damage, and then collapse.
That's really one of the only reasons that you can run single support is hacking a mega. I mean, it's such a big source of healing and such a big source of EMP that has to be done. So that's a beautiful early defensive Sombra play. A couple kills come in from NWA despite this, though, and they've just decided to not take that path. They know that that path has been locked down, firewalled, if you will, or if you won't, because you know, it's not the greatest joke. But they're gonna come in, and I mean, at least Zebo was able to build up EMP, right? So that's important for at least the next fight.
That last fight was open up because Evo booped Reinforce into the air when he was trying to land on top of them, which prevented him from getting away quickly enough when he was quote-unquote overcommitted. So with Reinforce going down, they lost the only tank really at the time to really hold that high ground position. I don't think Mantum was necessarily there. But Zebasai have an easy EMP here.
Yeah, they're going to walk right into it, which I think is completely fine. They didn't really have a whole lot to be able to push with anyway. And what you just don't want to do is walk into, use a couple ults and then get EMP'd, right? You want to bank them. Your next push is going to be your best push, knowing that you're going to push into an EMP. That has been the very basic strategy here of how do we beat EMP on this map? We're going to walk into it almost every other time. Let's find our window when it's possible we don't get EMP'd. That's the entire strategy.
The thing is, people have been trying to figure out how do we beat Sombra on second point assault. And what we saw last week actually was something really interesting where we've had an attacking Sombra. And yeah, you can't EMP the health packs, you can't hack a hacked health pack, but what you can do is you can force the defensive Sombra to fight on point for so long that that pack gets unhacked. You know, the time goes away, which allows you to hack it, which then if you can just get back in the fight quick enough, you can rehack it over and over again, prevent that health pack going up to their side to stop the EMP charge from happening.
Using the term hack so liberally, it's like back in my AOL days where everything was hacks. Everything is hacked right now, though. A nice pulse bomb does take down Zebo, so that's going to be a nice opening. Nevix trying to get that chip damage over the top, looks down to his pack. He's got it. They are contesting a little bit, and no, I feel like that's going to be it.
All I can think of is Hack the Planet.
Oh, it's one of my favorite
Such a good movie.
It really is. I can probably still quote that. That and Mallrats were like all I watched for a year straight.
So now I know why your mom wanted you to play on traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are things you watched.
I mean, if you're gonna watch Kevin Smith movies, at least have good taste. No, I refuse. I'll watch Mallrats
Dogma
instead.
was probably one of my highlights when I was younger.
Dogma's solid. I mean, you got to go back to Clerks, right? Clerks is the classic.
That's Would you be mad if I said I have not actually seen that movie?
Oh, then you won't even understand the Dante reference I always want to make.
No.
Not even supposed to be here today. He hacks the pack up front. Zebo again with the defensive EMP ready to go. Gonna kind of look around here. We've seen a lot of fights happen out there.
Oh, they want this though.
Yeah, he gets gets the scout. They find him in the corner. Tvig's already taken out IPN. This fight is over. This push is non-existent. That is the power of Sombra, and they're going to be able to hold a lot of ults. I'll tell you what's even worse is that NWA is going to have to dry push once or twice just to get in position again to have a decent idea to push. Look at the ult economy is completely one-sided.
And Zebo had 0% ultimate when that fight did finish, and now he's back up to 57%. We have seen NWA respawn though by getting rid of their own Sombra, putting Otter over onto Reaper, which is a decent counter, I say very lightly, to a Sombra, because obviously a hack doesn't affect him too much, especially the way he's been changed. You get the extra health over time when you do hit those shots. You get the extra health as damage as health, whatever it's called. It's not spell vamp or life steal. I don't know. It's
He's
confusing.
a vampire. Got it.
Basically,
yeah.
He's
a vampire.
black clothes, and he doesn't show his skin in the daylight. Does he glitter?
All that glitters is gold, is what I say. But no, I don't think he's a Twilight vampire. He's probably more of a... I also don't think he's a dandy vampire.
He's like Nosferatu.
Yes, he's a monster vampire. And what he does in the shadows is his own business. They are going to come in now looking for a little bit.
Your autobiography title right there.
Nevix comes in with the blade. Reinforce will reinforce that fight as well. A couple of kills and all but over yet again. NWA has banked a couple of ults. Is this the time to go with them is the question. They're going to have a boost. They're going to have maybe Death Blossom, and they're going to have Pulse Bomb and Self-Destruct. Or do you wait one more and hope that you get there? I mean, they're far away on the other two is the problem.
You know, if you wait one more, it just gives more of a chance for Zebasai to have EMP yet again.
Yeah,
so I think you're just going to have to just go for it now. You got 2.5 minutes left. You know they don't have EMP. You know they don't have Blade. They don't have Pulse Bomb. This is your opportunity to make something happen.
Reinforce gets very low. They will also find Zebo. Yep, right there with the finish. Now they're going to be on point, trying to get some pressure. Otter dies, holding on to the Death Blossom. There was a diva in his face, so very likely he would not have gotten the health that he needed off of the Death Blossom to stay alive, but that one hurts. They had good position there, got the kills that they wanted on the entry, and just out DM towards the end. I don't know. I think Otter needs to pop that quickly, at least to zone him out, give himself some own life, but he got bursted down very quickly.
If you're looking for the killing blow, I think you need that Death Blossom, which means you're dependent on Micah to hit the Pulse Bomb to desuit Manitin to allow you to do that.
Yep.
But I don't think he had his Pulse Bomb, or at least he didn't have it on the right target at the time. And it's just really kind of hard to put all those puzzles into the right place to actually finish off this map. They have 1:38 left. This is looking very reminiscent of what happened, last week when they played on Temple of Anubis.
And this is fine. I mean, this is fine. I guess take the EMP, take your medicine, and then go back to spawn and deal with it again. So,
I mean, to be fair to NWA though, they're not doing chip damage, which is so smart. You don't want to attack Reinforce. You don't want to attack anyone to allow them to go get the health pack and heal again, because you just feed over ult percent to Zebasai. We've seen tons of teams on like Route 66 where tanks will take damage on purpose. That was a great stick.
That's weird. To make it he stuck a Pulse Bomb?
Gillfrost doesn't believe it.
I didn't see it.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but he said, I didn't see it.
He literally did. He was adjusting something and he wasn't looking at the screen. But yes, Tvik hit a Pulse Bomb.
Just to make sure you saw Gillfrost. He got it.
Oh, dang it. I looked away again. Oh, no.
Well, that time you were just shielding your eyes intentionally. That's not fair. All right, so last push, best push, 6 ults up and only 50% on the EMP. If anybody can't win this fight, it will be over. And anyway, the Dragon Blade comes in from Nevix.
Well, what about last fight? I think it's up one more now. 30 seconds left. I think it's very possible.
I mean, I blinked and I don't know what to say anymore. I blinked and I missed it. Zebo at 65%. Can he get there? There is chip damage onto Mineral, who might be trying to
shouldn't be able to.
Get the pack, maybe.
Like middle of the fight, which should force Misfits to play really defensively, or maybe try to get Tvik to pick up an early kill. That was actually directly behind them.
No, but Mineral's hurt, so he's going to go try to get the pack, I think. See, just rounded it out to 90. Navix takes out Auto to start this fight. He's been holding on to Death Blossom for the last 3 fights. He will go back to spawn with it yet again. And it has just been all Misfits, and NWA just had their window, never found a chance to execute within it. They get a tick. I guess that's something. Silver lining.
Jeez. What is going on there for Reinforce? Let's be fair to Otto, though, because when you're sitting on an ultimate like that, you have to be in the right position to make it work.
You're right.
You can't just use it to get one kill and be like, all right, my job's done. Like, you can't be a tracer in that situation, because you need to be able to get in the right spot and you need to have your team facilitate that. So I think for him, it was more of, I want to hold this till I know we can win the fight.
Yeah.
rather than waste it and then realize we have no win condition anymore. So
No, I agree. I think the fights leading up to the last fight were definitely that, where his team died while he was holding it.
Oh, yeah.
That last one, he died first, and so, maybe just being the prime target to take down. So it's a little bit of both there, probably.
I mean, the thing is, like, what fight did NWA get that was on their own terms on second point? I don't think there was a single one. Every time Misfits pushed out of their own base to engage with an EMP, just to catch him in a tight choke point with a blade, there was no chance for NWA to get set up in a good position, and that really limited their ability to do anything.
Can you read that? I mean, you're congested enough that you might be able to read that.
What am I reading?
The Murloc text.
I can't go that high pitch right now.
Gill nailed it. That was very good.
I'm scared that this mic is going to be disgusting for ZP to sit down.
I should
on
not
next.
have asked you to do it, with the fear of mucus. All right, so we look at Temple of Anubis.
Funny enough, stingrays are covered in mucus.
They are covered in mucus. That's why you can only touch them with 2 fingers. Which is apparently just on repeat. And it's not even like on repeat in a track. They have some poor teenage girl has to stand there with a microphone and yell at everyone that there's rules to touching the stingray.
We tried telling ZP, just wouldn't listen to us.
Yeah.
You know?
He picked, I think ZP picked one out of the water, took it home. It's in his backpack somewhere.
I'm jealous. Those things were amazing. All right, so going now to the second half here at Temple of Anubis, 2-0 for Misfits, who are now going to be attacking, and they will be running an offensive Reaper here with a solo tank reinforced on Winston.
Well, offensive Reaper is something we've seen a lot on last point here. Now with his new changes, you're going to see him on first point here. I think you can use him well if you just get the speed boost and you get him in people's faces. We talk about Maze sometimes being half a tank. I really think Reaper now is in that position too of a half an aggressive tank, whereas Maze half a defensive tank. None of that goes well for them though, as they find themselves up looking for Mega, which cannot be there as it has been hacked by IPM. That's a really nice first hold for NWA.
And I just need to see them keep doing that into the next 3.5 minutes, where they could potentially take this map and get close to tying things up between them and Misfits. But you have to wonder when these ultimates come up. I mean, when Zebasai has Nano, he's got a Nano Blade, or he's got, I don't even want to say the term for it anymore, but he's got Death Blossom to Nano.
And Nano Blossom.
Okay, we'll go Nano Blossom. That's so much better than what I could have called it.
The Bloomin' Onion.
Yeah.
It's going to come in right around, trying to get all that damage in. Plays within his tanks. Everyone EMP. This is the fight they want to take in here. As you mentioned, Reaper not super affected by EMP. Doesn't rely on his abilities a lot. He gets juggled. A great discipline from the team. Is Mantang going to go execute him over there? They will finally take that down. And that is probably a one fight. Gonna have Death Blossom for the next one.
I mean, let's be fair. Like, Sombra is like a rattlesnake, and Reaper's a honey badger. Just doesn't really care, you know? And he'll just continue to attack non-stop. But now they've got 5 ultimates. They almost have the Nano up, and NWA have nothing to defend with because they committed that EMP into that last fight. This is going to be very dangerous for them because they have to defend 46.2%. And that's very easily attainable with this old advantage that Misfits do have.
Yeah, NWA finds themselves without an EMP on defense, not the place you want to be considering all of the aggression coming in. Now they're going to open with Sound Barrier, try to get a counter Sound Barrier, comes out, going to slow them down a little bit. You see Manitin ticking up. They do boost the Reaper. Shades of the old meta of Beyblade. Not going to use the blade just yet as she was still in her suit. Now comes out the suit. Gets himself into the fish tank to save his own life as the self-destruct came out. Desperation time for defense as they come out. Zebo just kills IPN with a sleep dart?
Yeah, it does 5 damage.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy. You don't see that in the kill feed very often.
You really don't.
All I'm saying.
You really don't. But that was well done by Misfits. And, you know, we even forgot to talk about this aspect of Reaper, is that with the change to how he heals, he makes him more tanky, right?
Yeah.
You put a Nano on top of him, he's even more tanky. He doesn't even need to commit a Death Blossom on top of that. So he just becomes this almost immovable object that you have to deal with.
Yeah, and I was kind of saying how when you play defense in this map before, people would run a Mei with 2 tanks. I'm like, well, it's 2.5 tanks. Mei's kind of a half tank. And that's a defensive half tank for the most part. Reaper, I think, is that offensive half tank. You can put him on the front line. He's going to heal. If you get all that healing in and then you support him a little bit, I mean, he's got a big enough health pool. 250 is pretty large. And then just to keep doing damage and getting the proper support, he is definitely a frontliner bruiser now than he was before.
Yeah, much more at the very least. And we could see how it was used by Misfits. Of course, we've seen it on second, but even on first this time around. And I loved how they were able to use it to get into that high ground Mega. And you could, all they had to do is kind of play around with that and push them out of the room. And once they had control of it, even the EMP couldn't stop them.
The high ground fight that we're talking about was really